Welcome everybody to the FIFA 19 Snap. Just in time for the release of Endgame. Just in time for the end of the Premier League. Just in time for the Champions League final. I made that one? Sweet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the entire 801 player list from November-ish, I don't know, whenever Liverpool were fourth in the season. And I'm going to split them in half, losing 400, remaining 401. The 401st man was determined by random. 50-50 chance they survive, and I've affectionately nicknamed them Gamora, so we'll mention them when we get to them. And also what I've done is every player has been sent to a abroad club, because I think if I tried to sim a few seasons on career mode later, it will probably just send the players back or randomly distribute them probably back to some Premier League teams, and I don't want that, so I've just sent them all abroad to random clubs, which took forever. Right, so I have my gauntlet here, and Thanos just said I just need to give him the sign, so I guess here we go. Guess what, Bear? I guess you should have gone for the head! Well, I guess it doesn't make much of a— Ah! You should have gone for the head! Okay, first things first, we're going to look at all the teams and see how bad everybody got destroyed by this snap. So we've got Arsenal first off, and they haven't fared too bad. Probably defence is probably the worst. Carl Jenkinson's back in the side for all you Carl Jenkinson fans out there. Squad is pretty bleak. You know, we've got some well-known names filling up the bench. They're good in the goalkeeper department. Their third choice goalkeeper is 72. I'm going to take note of a few transfers I personally think are interesting. For Arsenal, we've got Socrates going to Al Weda. More like Al, where the hell is that in the world, eh? Eh? Yeah. Xhaka's gone to Inter, and Welbeck went to Fleetwood. So make of that what you will. Bournemouth next. Again, they didn't fare too badly, especially going forward, and it gets weak out the back actually, very similar to Arsenal now I think about it. And they've got Defoe still, so they're looking pretty good. And they've even got Boric. I just sound like I threw up the first time I said that. I think they lost their two highest rated guys though. In Ake going to FC Emmen, and Lerma went to Sierra SC in Brazil. I think I'm going to rename this video. Some weird English lad tries to pronounce foreign football club names and fails miserably. Brighton got hit pretty hard up front, as you can tell by these star players starting out for them. There's not much I could do, to be honest. They seem to have lost all of their strikers. I've got quite a list here for Brighton. Matt Ryan went to Rayo Vallecano. Montoya went to Bradford. Glenn Murray went to Örebro, somewhere in Sweden. Andorre went to somewhere in Belgium. I wrote that terribly. Is it Oostende? Locadia also went to Rayo Vallecano. Johan went to Newell's Boys, Old Boys. And Grob went to FC Sion. But yeah, you know, they've got Bong still. Actually doing really good for fullbacks. They've got 3 fullbacks over 70, which is actually pretty amazing, actually. Next is Burnley, who could have, you know, they didn't do too bad. You know, they're lacking in attacking mid. Thus they've got Howarth here. But, you know, they've still got a fairly decent first team. Their bench is pretty weak. Some randomly generated guys filling up. And Walters apparently doesn't make the bench. We're fixing that right now. Disrespect for Walters is unbelievable. As for where everyone went, Defoe went to El Fahar. Pope went to Luton. Cork went to Oviedo. Charlie Taylor went to Bremen. Tarkowski went to Shimizu in Japan. I don't know if I pronounced that right. And Hart went to Leeds. I think Leeds would appreciate Hart, you know. That's a bit of experience, if nothing else. Here we have Cardiff, who clearly won this. I've never seen a better Premier League side in all of my life. It's not good. They had one of the worst squads to begin with, and they've been absolutely destroyed by this thing. Let's see where they went. Mite went to Valencia, so that's not a bad career. Cunningham went to Al Fasali. Hoyle went to Hiroshima. I guess you could say Hiroshima has gone down the toilet. Eh? I hate myself. Reed has gone to Tondela in Portugal, and Rolls has gone to Anderlecht. So, you know, at least some of their former players can maybe have some success somewhere. Chelsea, and I swear I did not rig this. I did not. Chelsea did really well, to be honest. They lost. I mean, they lost Hazard, which, you know, big blow for anyone, as we're soon going to find out. But none of that depressing stuff. Let's crack on. We still have Morata, my favourite footballer. They've got David Luiz at fullback, because why not? The fullback's kind of got, like, demolished. Bench still looking pretty strong. You know, this is what happens when you have 900 people out on loan. You can bring them back, you know. As to my favourite transfers for Chelsea, Giroud went to Sparsberg in Norway. Hazard went to Rotherham. Can Hazard hang in the lower leagues of the English football tree? I don't think so. And both Drinkwater and Zuma both went to New York Red Bulls. Hold on a second, isn't that where, like, Lampard went? Crystal Palace lost quite a few of their first teamers. They're not looking so strong right now. Mainly because Connor Wickham is back in the lineup. Bench. Oh, geez, they've barely got enough in their squad just to fill the bench. As to where people went, Guaita went to LA Galaxy. Zaha went to Kilmarnock. He's the new Scott Sinclair. Townsend went to Ackland Stanley. Oh, I've got the club and the player right. I was about to say, who's Schalke and where's Maya? Maya's gone to Schalke. Milivojevic has gone to Groniek somewhere. And Hennessy has gone to Cagliari. Yeah, a lot of first team has gone there. Let's see if they can survive all that. You know, Everton aren't looking too bad for a late 2010s Everton team. I mean, yeah, there's not really much to complain about, really. Bench for this game mode so far is pretty strong. I mean, they've got Bernard, they've got someone who's 80 rated on the bench. That's actually pretty OP, considering, you know. As for where some of their bigger players went, I've got Coleman went to Hibs. Poor guy. Gay went to Midtjylland in Denmark. I don't know how to pronounce that. You know the one. And Walcott went to Napoli to play some Sarri ball, I guess. Oh boy, Fulham. Fulham could have done better. They could have done much better, actually. The team is hardly resembling something which you'd call a Premier League side, but here we are. They've got a decent backup goalkeeper. I guess that's something. There's not a guy within... Dude, there's not an outfield player within, like, 10 ratings of this guy. That's pretty depressing. As to where all the quality in the Fulham team went, Ream went to Stevenage. Lamar. They have Lamar now. I don't know how to say his name. That French dude. I went to Sivasspor. Mitrovic went to Rapid Vienna. Which I'd think he'd do rather well there. I'd think he'd destroy the league, probably. And Mawson went to Racing Club. So, yeah. Goodbye, Fulham. It was nice seeing you in Premier League again. You know, I might be getting ahead of myself here with Fulham, because Huddersfield are not doing much better. I mean, they've got a few guys in their 70s. I guess they're doing a bit better than Fulham, actually. Their defence is actually acceptable. And they've actually got a semi-decent outfield player on the bench. And why are you down here? I get that your name's low, but, you know, get on that bit, mate. As to where all these boys went, Depotra went to Lobos in Mexico. Moy went to Coventry. Jorgensen went to Walsall. I think this is more of a premonition where all these guys are going to be in like 3 years. Lossell went to Rayo Vallecano again. They're like buying everybody apparently. Buying, quote unquote. And some guy called Edmonds Green's gone to Atletico. So, you know, if they win the Champions League now, we know why. Leicester now.
Leicester.
That's just an interesting one. They barely lost anybody, really. Just some of their best players, which you could argue is probably one of the worst fates you could have. You know, there's still a few 70s on the bench. Chowdhury's still here, so, you know, they're still good on the hair front. Barnes went to Dortmund, so that's not bad. Vardy went to Brøndby. Maguire went to Oviedo. And Morgan went to Bordeaux. A few of the key players gone, but honestly, the squad itself doesn't look too bad. Liverpool, my favourite. I mean, a lot of names moved, but, you know, the squads, they've got a strong squad anyway. So, honestly, you know, it doesn't really show till you look at the bench. You're like, oh, geez, this bench is, like, worse than the Leicester one. I've got Milner at centre-back because Milner is a god and he can play pretty much any position. So, why not try him at centre-back? We'll see what happens. Okay, long list here for Liverpool. Karius went to Boyacá Chico. I wrote it poorly. He's in Colombia. It's just been a constant downward spiral for this lad, hasn't it? Ings went to Dortmund. Ings went to Dortmund. Van Dijk went to CD Leganés. Firmino went to Limerick. Mane Birmingham. Lovren Tranmere. The Ox went to Cheltenham. And some guy called Pablo Chiriella. I guess some Liverpool fans will know who he is. He went to PSG. He sold out. He's got that French league money now, so he can retire in about 2 years and be a very happy man for the rest of his life. Next is Man City. City, I mean, you would have to lose pretty much all the players in the City squad for it to begin to look weak. I guess, you know, they've got this lad in centre mid, but really the rest of the squad still looks pretty strong. The bench got something to it, you know, it's got Denayer and Mangala. It's got so, oh, by the way, Mangala, he is our Gamora. He is the one who survived the 50-50 split. He was the 401st out of the 801 people saved. Good shipping away, Mangala and Star-Lord fans. But as to where their guys go, Aguero went to Bordeaux. De Bruyne went to Eski Brann in Norway. Do you know, with a beard, I think he could look Norwegian, so you know how that kind of works. And Fabian Delph went to Real Madrid. Champions League over, boys. Man United are an interesting one. They've lost, like, a ton of players, like so many players. But if you look at the squad, you think, you know what? Where? It's like, I guess a lot of these guys aren't really first teamers. But, you know, there's a lot of 80s, and, you know, the lowest our first team's getting is 78, which, in this game mode, considering the amount of people we've, like, sliced, is pretty good, really. The only good players they did have that lost were De Gea going to somewhere in Colombia. Al Pestorella? I wrote these down, like, eons ago, and my handwriting's terrible, so there we go. And Pogba's gone to Banfield. I would like to Banfield, if you know what I mean. Newcastle. It's a team. I think the biggest blow would be the goalkeeper. Clearly, because he's the weakest player on the pitch. But, you know, there's a very, very bad Sean Longstaff. Ki Sung-young, Hayden, you know, they're good for midfield at least. To where the higher rated guys that are missing went. Lyon went to Sporting. Richie went to Strasbourg. Lascelles Celtic. Dubravka went to the Orlando Pirates. And Yosselu went to Oxford. A sad career for that lad. Poor guy. Southampton, you can tell by the weird formation that they got hit pretty hard and I struggled to get anything out of this squad. Their defence is shocking. Like, absolutely, like, the dirt worst. You know, I say that, I think this is still better than some of the other teams we've gone through, but, like, there's a lot of damage control that needs to be done here. I mean, they've got goalkeepers, you know. That's something at least. Alright, here's quite the list. Romeo went to Estac Troyes. Troyes? It's in the France 2nd Division. Charlie Austin went to Deportivo Cali in Colombia.
It's a joke!
Højbjerg... Wait. Didn't I read out Højbjerg? Anyway. Højbjerg went to Monaco. Bergwijn went to Mataspor in Turkey. Vestergaard went to SC Lugano. And Cedric went to AIK Football. Creative name. Let's talk about Tottenham Hotspur. Any Spurs fans that are desperate to keep on to Harry Kane, how desperate are you? There's not a lot left. Like, you know, just, you know, the starting 11, you know, there's Carter Vickers. But honestly, it doesn't look too bad. Then you get to the bench, it's like, whoa. Where did all the players go? I like this guy, by the way. I think he's the lowest rated guy randomly generated. He's pretty amazing. Definitely some holes in this squad. A few players missing, so let's go through them. Lloris went to Red Bull Leipzig. Dembele went to like Brommapoj something. Somewhere in Sweden. Eriksson went to Defenso, I think I've written here, to Argentina. Dele Alli went to Charlton. Vertonghen went to Sivasspor. And Skip, he went to Barcelona, so... yeah. Someone profited from this. Watford. Could be worse. West Ham. Yeah, this should be a good enough squad, I think, to stay up with. They've got some quality going forward. You know, the bench is actually pretty good. Now I'm looking at it. Everyone's over 70 actually. That's really good. And look, Lazzini's down here. Wow, these guys should be good. They've got a strong squad. The few players that did go, which you probably didn't notice. Carroll went to Granada, trying to reinvent his career. Anderson went to Heneveen in the Dutchlands. I honestly tried with that one. And Lucas Perez went to Quentaro. You know, actually, now I think about it, West Ham might have won this thing. They have lost. Not many people of note, really. Watford. They've kept the best player in Matt, so they should be fine. And Ben Foster, actually. You know what? This squad's fine. They've locked out. They've won. They've won the snap. Well done, boys. Well done. So the players that are missing, some guy called Williams went to Real Madrid as well, joining Delph. Decore went to Exeter. Deofeo went to Rayo Vallecano. Why is everyone going to Rayo Vallecano? Is Thanos like a Vallecano fan? And Chaloba went to Real Madrid too. Watford being a big inspiration to this new generation of Real Madrid, apparently. And last but not least, Wolves. A big thing for the Wolves, actually, is probably them losing their loan players. Again, should be comfortable survival, I think. They've got enough quality in here. The big players they did lose, Patricio went to Melbourne Victory, and Cody went to Grimsby. There you go. Those are your squads. Here's a quick graphic saying how many players each team lost. I've got it down with me. Only 11 for Leicester. I don't know how. Like, no one's even close. Who's the closest? I think I saw 17. Yeah, Arsenal lost 17. Newcastle lost it. I don't even know how they got away with that. Man United and Southampton losing the most. And yet, you know, Man United still looking pretty strong. And Southampton look like they're going to go down. But, you know, that's life. Thank you, everybody, for watching. This took a while, much longer than I thought, actually, to get done. As you can probably tell by the intro. But thank you. I'm planning on doing a part 2. I'm going to sim 5 years to see how all the clubs do. Which I was actually planning on doing before I saw the Avengers. So that works out quite nicely. So, hope you check that out. Until next time, adios.